Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Nick from DeCryptoCat, where we focus on DeFi and all other types of crypto passive income sources. Welcome back. I hope you're all having a great day, great week, and all of the above. And today we're going to do a little video on a drip garden catch up. It's been quite a while since I posted one, so I thought it would be a good time because I noticed a couple things in my spreadsheet just the other day, and I said, hey, I should make a video of this. So here it is. Congratulations for watching this, guys. I hope this is helpful for you. Just a little glimpse into the possibilities of the drip garden, because it's not talked about a lot other than, oh my god, it's falling, I'm not making any money, the sky is falling, blah 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 blah. So as usual with my animal farm videos lately, I'm starting out viewing the TVL for the entire animal farm. And since my last video of the animal farm, exactly a week ago as this recording, we are up $7 million. We crossed the 160 mil mark just today. So that's great to see. We're continuing our way upwards, even though the overall crypto market is relatively flat. So that's a good sign, as always, that the animal farm is growing. So that is that. Now, I did want to talk about the drip garden, and we the drip garden is hanging in there, but it's definitely been in a steady state of decline. I have currently 23 million plants. It's growing like crazy. Actually, I wanted to bring up my other page here, so let me bring that up real quick. This is the DripScan Netlify app website, and it shows a nice real summary here of just my production basically. And you can see I'm making, 780,000 plants a day now. But unfortunately, that's only worth $28 with the current value of drip being around $1.50. And that's 6.57 LP, down from my high of a couple months ago of around 11 or so. And if we go to the chart here, you can see this is my daily production. We capped out at just under 11, and now we're down to 7. Not quite my lowest production yet, but we're crawling that way. If we look at the contract balance, this is why. The contract balance has been falling off ever since the Animal Farm relaunch, which was expected. We expected people would be pulling out of the garden, pulling all their drip BUSD LPs out of the garden and putting it into the farm so that they can reap some rewards. But actually, I just noticed this. What's this, guys? Upward movement on the drip garden. You heard it here first. This is upward movement on the drip garden. Yes, I have to mute my phone because I forgot. So yeah, this is awesome. I didn't even see this. This is great news. So this makes this video even more prevalent, guys. We might be seeing a little bump up. We'll see how long that lasts, but that's definitely a good thing to see. So we were capped out at 517,000 LPs, and now we're at about 293. So we're about half, a little over half of what we have been. So that's probably an all-time low since the garden launched. And like I said, that's to be expected with Animal Farm being up and running now. People are pulling out of the garden because they want some dividends from that pool. So that's the reason why it's going down, and that's the reason why your payments are going down. But I wanted to show you guys this. This is my spreadsheet that I've been keeping ever since the start of the garden. You can see I started here on 12/19. I think the garden started a couple days before that, and I was like, hey, I should keep a spreadsheet. So I'm a couple days late here, but it's pretty accurate. You can see I started with only 250 plants. I spent about $2,000 on that, 2,200 maybe it was. Only 250 plants, and now you can see I'm at 25 million or 23 million plants total. That's just the power of compounding, guys. I've had very few referrals, so this is really just the power of compounding. Up to 3% a day, and that applies to drip too. This is how compounding works. So you can just see how those numbers climb and climb and climb, faster and faster and faster as the days and months go by. But you can see I also mark my withdrawals, my harvests, with these green zeros here, and I haven't withdrawn in like 2 months. It's really been just kind of keeping up with decay and keeping up with everything declining. The best bet here, the best strategy for the garden really is to just compound and try to establish your position. So that's exactly what I've been doing. The decay rate has been over 4% pretty steadily for the past long while. So it's just been a compounding game. So I also wanted to show you guys this. This is a little chart that I've been kind of keeping up with, and this shows basically my daily, the blue line is my daily dollar profit. You can see I peaked out right at the beginning around it was closer to $300 a day, and then trailed off, and then bumped up a little bit when the contract bounce went back up. This was sometime in September to October, and then it's been falling ever since down to the $30 level that it's at now. The red line here is the LP price. So this is just a little comparison as to how garden profits relate to the actual LP price, and you can see some correlation there at least. And then the yellow line here is the LP per day, my garden actual production of the number of LPs that produced. These random spikes here are referrals that came in. You can see this one was a pretty large investment here by a mystery referral. I still don't know who it is, but thank you to whoever that was. That was a big help. Most of those LPs made it into the farm. So yes, so these little spikes account for that, and that's what this is showing. But the most important thing I wanted to show you today is this new chart. And this is my percent of the garden contract total. And you can find this by going to another resource, which I forgot to bring up beforehand. Yeah, that's not a word, Nick. So I'll bring this up. And the best way to find this is going to the Drip Garden site or page on drip.formulate.finance. This is DevStreak's tool that he's been building for us for the community. And if you know DevStreak, he is a current employee of Forex Shark himself. So he's a good source to have reliable data from. But anyways, when you come to his site, you can see the actual contract share. And this is the only tool that I've seen that has this. I'm probably wrong, but this is the easiest tool that I've been using. So every time when I go to compound, I'll refresh this page and grab the updated contract share to see how much my compounding actually affected my contract share, whether it be up or down. And then I use that in my spreadsheet. I also go to the status page here, and I can see what the current decay rate is. If you go to the plant LP, under the plant LP header, under current, this is the current rate. So actually we're about flat even right now. 3.3% is the amount that you get per day. And so if this is a negative 3.3%, then the effective is 0. Similarly, you can go down to Piglet data and check out the Piglet LP decay rate, and this relates to the piggybank. So you can see that this one is pretty high right now with 4.76. Anyway, those are some of the tools I use, but I wanted to show you this this new chart that I made, and it shows my percent of garden contract total over time. Now you can see I started tracking this late. I really wish I would have started tracking this on day one, but it was something I didn't even think about. And it wasn't until this time in late summer, midsummer, that I realized how important this number was. This is probably one of the most important values that you can track on the garden. So please, if you're tracking any data, please add this to your statistics. All right. So you can see over time just how much my compounding strategy has increased my garden contract percentage. It's practically doubled. If you take this line down and estimate, where I was towards the start of the garden earlier in the year, I was probably at 0.2 to 0.3%, and now I am at about 0.7. If I go to my latest row here, you can see I'm at 0.07029, and this column over here is the delta from previous row. So you can see that there was a couple of negatives here. Actually, this one I think is one I harvested. Yeah, so you can see my effect here of harvesting. I lost 1.4%, but then I've been slowly gaining it back. And why this is everybody's been harvesting out of their garden right here, and I'm just stealing it up. And I'm stealing it up because I believe, I have faith in the garden. I have faith in this entire ecosystem, that when things are going to turn around, and things usually do, things run in cycles, that I'll be very well established. I'll have a very good set point for the drip garden. I'll be way ahead of other people that have been pulling out, because I will have been compounding instead of pulling out of my garden and putting it into the farm, or selling the drip and doing whatever with the BUSD. So that is some people's strategies. They're taking out of the garden, they're splitting the LPs, and they're taking the drip into the faucet, or they're selling the drip for a measly $1.50 and then using the BSD for whatever. Others are using the BSD to buy pigs or dogs. There's a ton of different strategies out there. But right now, I'm just focused on taking my other profits from the other parts of the animal farm, and really just compounding daily on my drip garden. I did want to show you a couple other things, and that being one of my referrals here. I think this is the referral that had the big spike on the chart that I showed you earlier. He put in, I want to say it was probably about $10,000. And if we scroll up here, you can see that he got about 3,100 LPs. And to date, he's only harvested about 2,500 of those. So he's down about 600 LPs that he's probably not going to get back. And why that is simply because he's just pulling out. You can see all of the sell marks here that he's sold initially. So he started compounding, he bought, and then he did a little compounding. He was waiting for the launch of the animal farm, and then he started pulling out. So he pulled out 385 here, he pulled out 395 here, he pulled out 223 here, and then he pulled out 126. So you can see his daily production here. It started out at 67 LP per day. That's a hefty chunk. I'm making 7 LP. So yeah, 7 LP a day. I maxed out at 11. He was making 67 LP a day, and you can see just the effect of him not doing any compounding and only selling. His daily LP production has really trailed off very quickly, just from we'll say October until today. So it's only 2 months, and he's lost all of his production, and he's not even going to get back his initial investment. Part of that is due to the garden contract going down, of course, but a bigger part of that is because he's not doing any compounding. He's strictly pulling out, and you can see that right now he's only generating 3.68 LP per day. That's half of what I'm getting. And this guy put in $10,000. I only put in 2, and I've already made my return. So had he had a better strategy and at least done partial harvests, once, maybe twice a week, at most, he would probably be better off. He just wouldn't, now who's to say where he is or how much he's gaining on the actual farms. I'm assuming that he's putting all these drip USDs into the farm itself to get dogs, but as far as his garden is concerned, he's wrecked on the garden. He would have to compound quite a bit, and even compounding right now, he's not going to get any more than 3.68 until the garden contract starts going up again, which, like I just showed you, it might be. So again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, but this shows you just how much just harvesting out of your bank and not doing any compounding can really destroy any miner system, right? This is how it works. So guys, I think that's all I wanted to show you. I'm just really happy with where my garden is. Of course, I wish it was producing more. I wish the garden balance was going up so that I could start harvesting a little bit and throwing it into my farm, but it is what it is. So I wanted to show you this chart that I made. It really kind of struck me as to just how much I've been gaining. I've about doubled my percent of the garden contract total, which is awesome to see. Puts me in a really good position when and if, and I put that in emphasis, when and if the garden contract goes back up. I think it will, because we have a lot coming from the animal farm, a lot coming for drip still. We have the layer 2 stuff. We have lending coming. We have fiat onboarding on-ramp and off-ramp. and a lot of other stuff coming for Drip and Animal Farm, the whole ecosystem. So I think we're still really early in this, and this gives a really good chance for the garden contract to go back up. And as you can, if you've been part of the BNB miner for any length of time, you'll know that that went in a couple cycles. So there's no reason why this one couldn't. So yeah, that's really where I wanted to put this. So guys, think about it. If you're not in the garden already, I encourage you to look it up and research it some. Do look through the wiki and watch some of my previous videos to learn how it really works. I have a nice garden for dummies video that'll teach you kind of how it works. I'll link that up above. But and if you want to join the garden, by all means consider doing so. You might want to wait and see what this chart does. This chart being this chart. You might want to see if this holds out, or if it continues down, and maybe try to time it, or try to DCA into the garden and not spend the entire chunk right now. You might want to split it out, which you should probably do anyway, really. But yeah, so if you want to do that, please consider using my links. They're down in the description below. I'd really appreciate it. Any referrals really help support my channel and the time that I put into it. But and again, that's your choice. You don't have to. You can use anybody's link that you want to, or you don't have to use a referral link at all for the Animal Farm. It's only Drip that's required. So anyways, I hope this has been helpful for you guys. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments below, or even better, come on over to my Telegram group. All those links will be down in the description for you. And so yeah, if this has been helpful for you, please consider smashing that. Wow, I can't talk. Please consider smashing that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and click that bell notification so you can be notified when I post new Animal Farm and any other DeFi passive income source videos. And until next time, guys, don't forget that when you follow Decay, passive can be massive. We'll see you on the next one.